Namaskar friends. Now in these three videos we are going to discuss as to how time has been defined in ancient Hindu scriptures. So in this first I would like to describe Einstein's theory of relativity. Now friends, you must be thinking that we are talking about Sanatan Dharma or the self-realization, and where do all these the scientific concepts come into all this. So, the reason for this is that I am myself an engineer and I have a science background. I studied electrical and electronics engineering, and I have also studied ancient Indian texts. So, when I read ancient Indian texts, then I have that background of science. So, if I see something which is far advanced in sciences, so I can make the relationship between what is given in the scriptures and what the science is saying. Okay. So that is the reason now when we are discussing time, I am first going to discuss Einstein's special theory of relativity. Now, you can always, the listeners can always go to the internet and go to ChatGPT and see what the theory is all about. But one of the consequences of Einstein's special theory of relativity is that of time dilation. Now, what is time dilation? Time dilation is that suppose you travel from Earth to a distant star at the speed of light. You go to that star and come back with the same speed of light. Then, while you might have spent, say, 10 minutes on the star, but on Earth, tens of thousands of years would have gone. So this is time dilation. So effectively, time dilation is that if you are traveling with the speed of light, then you age slowly. Now this is a scientifically proven fact with all the satellites going around Earth. There are thousands of satellites running around, going around the Earth these days. Most of these satellites are traveling at very high speed. So, what the scientists have seen is that the time spent by the satellite is actually less than the time we see on Earth. So, this is time dilation is a scientifically proven fact that if you're traveling with the speed of light or even close to the speed of light, may not be exactly speed of light, but close to the speed of light, even then time dilation will take place. Now I come to the scriptures. Now, one of the scriptures, while I was studying, it gave a beautiful story. Now, there is a devotee of Shiva, and Bhagwan Shiva gives him darshan. And that devotee asked Bhagwan Shiva to take him to Bhagwan Vishnu. So, Bhagwan Shiva takes the devotee to the abode of Bhagwan Vishnu. Now they spend some time there, and then the devotee says that, okay, now I will like to go back to earth. So then Bhagwan Shiva says that there is no point you going back to earth now because on earth tens of thousands of years have gone already. So your body has been destroyed, everything you had there, the kingdom you had, all that has been destroyed. Now that means that while the Bhagwan Shiva and the devotee, they spend very little time in a distant universe. of Bhagwan Vishnu. Tens of thousands of years have gone by on earth. Now you can see the relationship between this story and Einstein's special theory of relativity. There are several other scriptures like Yog Vashisht which give even more unbelievable stories about time travel. So I will, the interested persons, I'll ask them to go and read Yog Vashisht and see the stories of Leela. Leela was the wife of a king, and you read the story yourself, and you will see how deep the study of time has been there in ancient Indian texts. Now, this also means that on Earth we are having this universe, this complete solar system and all the nakshatras. Then there is also a physical universe, which is that of Bhagwan Vishnu, which is called Vishnu Lok. Similarly, there is Brahmlok where Bhagwan Brahma resides, and there is Shivlok where Bhagwan Shiv resides. And similarly, there are Devloks and there are Pitraloks. Now, all of them are at different distances from Earth, and therefore, the time dilation to all these different universes it is different. For example, for Pitralok, if somebody travels with the speed of light and comes back to Earth, if he spends some time in Pitralok, say 10 minutes, maybe a couple of years would have passed on Earth. But if the person travels to Devlok and then comes back to Earth, then maybe hundreds or even thousands of years might have gone by on Earth. But if somebody travels to the Shivlok, Brahmlok, or Vishnulok, then tens of thousands of years would have gone by on Earth. So, what I am trying to say is that different dimensions of time they exist in ancient Indian texts. And not just this, these have been described in great many details in ancient scriptures. So, in the next video, we are going to discuss the exact details as to how many years have passed on this earth till now and exactly how many years on earth they constitute, say, 1 year on Pitilok, or say 1 year on Devlok, or say 1 year on Brahmlok, Shivlok, Vishnulok. So this we are going to discuss in detail in the next video.